Before this video starts, I'd like to make a small note. All of the beer in this video is handled responsibly, none of it is consumed straight, and all of the alcohol is boiled off. There is no actual beer in the finished product. Thank you. Another quick note before I get into the baking. I did do another video about this already, so the link to that is going to be in the description. What I'm doing in this video will probably make more sense if you go and watch the first video. So if you haven't already done that, link's in the description, and the recipe that I use in this video will also be in the description. More beer and a stand mixer. It's time to make the cookies. So, to start, just like the other recipe for the caramels, which were amazing, we're going to turn on this pan, and then we're going to pour in this beer. And we're going to make the same thing as yesterday. I'm going to be cooking down this beer into an extract that's going to be flavorful, and it's going to be good for this recipe for flavor. So, we're going to pour in the beer. That's a little too much. Wow. Okay. And we're starting the process anew. And yesterday, interestingly enough, I happened to cook it a little too much. So today, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to be a little more conscious. It doesn't actually all boil off, because I do want some liquid left. I don't want all of it. I don't want it to just be completely solid junk, because that's not going to mix very well at all with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, it's been a few minutes, and we're starting to get to the next stage of this of making the beer extract. I'm starting to get a lot of bubbles, and this is because the water is starting to boil off. So these bubbles will go away, and I'll be left to start cooking down the real flavorful part. So the level of the beer level was about up here at the beginning, so now it's going down, 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 and that means there's less and less liquid, and it's going to be a lot denser and a lot more concentrated. Okay, unfortunately I missed the most interesting part, where it goes from being sort of liquidy to a solid thing. Over here, I'm gonna pour out my new syrup into here. So, now it's time to start making the cookie dough. To start making the batter, we're going to add 2 sticks or 1 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Hopefully I'll have like half of what I need. Half cup of granulated sugar. So now we're going to cream together butter and sugars. 2 1/3 cups of flour. A teaspoon of cornstarch. This is interesting. I've seen cornstarch in a few recipes, and it actually it's really good for cookies. Teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. So now, we're basically just gonna take all these dry ingredients and we're gonna whisk them up. Dry ingredients are done. So, I'm gonna quickly clean up and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, and now we're just gonna add 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. 1 egg. Now for the second egg, I'm not gonna do it just the same way, because I don't want any more egg yolk. So, I'm gonna do it here. And then I'm gonna but I'm taking out the white, and I'm keeping the egg yolk. Second egg yolk, and there's our teaspoon of vanilla. And now, the most exciting ingredient, beer extract. Yay! I'm actually gonna add a bit extra, because I have extra, so why not? So all the liquid ingredients are essentially done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start slowly adding the dry ingredients. Pour some in. Almost done. And the last little bits of the dry ingredients, a little bit of the dough. That's very generic. So, the crushed pretzels, 1 cup of crushed pretzels, cup of chocolate chips. That should be good. And we'll just add this in too. Okay, I finished making the dough. So, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna wrap it up, and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge and it's gonna chill for an hour. Alright, so everything's put together. I'm over here on my counter. Everything's ready, so we're just gonna put that in there. And I'll see you in an hour. It's finally time to start putting the cookies together. So it says to use our tablespoon, so we're gonna use that. So just about that much. And then it says to make a well, so we're gonna sort of, I guess I'm gonna use my fingers for this. These caramels are actually a bit too big, so I'm gonna have to set up a little station to cut the caramels into smaller pieces. I was storing these in my fridge, so they're kind of super thick. We're gonna take caramel, we're gonna put it in there. And then we're going to take another tablespoon of dough and place it on top, so to make a sort of a sandwich with the caramel in the middle. So we're sort of just going to go like that, close all the cracks so that the caramel doesn't leak out when it's baking, and that's a cookie. So we're opening up the oven. First we're going to put in these ones. Hopefully those will fit. New plan, I'm going to have to fit these in 2 separate batches, because these ones are, if that takes up the whole oven. So, okay, I'm gonna let these cook and I'll be back soon.
1 eternity later.
So, there's a bit of a problem here. The batter melted around, but the caramels did not. So basically these are just regular chocolate pretzel cookies, but with caramels stuck in the center, instead of melty gooey chocolate like that. Okay, so we have this chilled batch, and we're gonna see if this one does better. We'll see what happens in 13 minutes. And now, I show you the amazing second batch. They're exactly the same as the first. This exact same thing happened. Why can't I get this right? This is so horrible. Look, that one didn't, I didn't even get to cover that one up completely at all. This is insane. Sigh. So what I did actually over there, as I improvised, and I thought about halfway through their cooling process, I smushed down all of the caramels. Some of them are okay, like those two and like that one are good, but this one and this one, I'm gonna smush them down. All that's left now is the taste test. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna try this one. 5 hours of work. And how's it gonna taste? It tastes like a glorified chocolate chip cookie. The pretzel's really cool. I guess I haven't tasted the inside yet, so let's try that. The middle, so good. The pretzel has a crunch, the chocolate is nice, and the caramel brings it all home. And this is a great cookie, if I do say so myself. Okay, here's my sister. Say hello.
Hi.
Do you still want to be called Nameless?
Yeah, I'm
Okay, so you're Nameless. So, I brought you here to taste a cookie. Choose a cookie.
Oh.
Maybe not this cookie. These cookies are kind of still cooling. How about this one? There you go.
Okay.
Try a cookie.
I'll take this, thank you.
Oh. I'll link in the recipe will be linked in the description. So if you want to make it yourself, then go right ahead. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.